I became a vicious male partner when I sent a book. He started bullying the heroine since he was a child. 3-year-old kicks over his bottle. 5-year-old snatches his candy. When I was 10 years old, I asked him to do my homework for me. When I grow up, I want to save the dog's life. I deliberately got into a university far away from home. I thought he and the male lead had achieved a happy ending. I didn't expect to meet you again at the freshman social. The girl held my wrist tightly. Red eyes. There was a bit of grievance in the voice. Are you avoiding me? Other people's childhood sweethearts are sweet. I'm different growing up. He bullied Salalavile. I love seeing him cry. At Sulua's 100 Moons banquet, the cute little baby was put on the ground to grab porridge. This is the first time I met him. Skin is as fragile as a porcelain doll, dressed up with big round eyes like a little angel. When those big eyes looked at me, it's Sululuo, who was a few months younger than me. Otherwise, I would stumble out of the crowd. Throw me to the ground. I bit my little face hard. I tried to struggle, but he held me tightly, and I couldn't move. I was the only one he caught during the Zhuazhou ceremony. The two parents covered their mouths and did not step forward to stop. Is smiling at this scene. Our fate begins here. Sululuo was very cute when she was a child, like a cute little angel. Just give him a candy. He will be like a happy little deer, following me closely, running, and calling me brother sweetly. The voice is soft and sweet. It seems to melt people's hearts, but every time I see him, I can't control myself. What are you laughing at? I give you a candy, and you smile like this, then someone will give you a candy. Did you go with someone else? I took the candy back from him. Then throw it to the ground and crush it. I won't give you food. You fool. I fooled you. Okay. A little bit. I made faces and laughed at Sululuo, who was at a loss. Then he ran away laughing. It feels so good that the prank was successful. Sululuo, who stayed where she was, always puffed up her lips, pick up the candy on the ground and wipe it in my big eyes. There are tears that haven't fallen yet. He ran after me with his short legs. Sometimes I really don't want to tease him. In the beginning, I just touched his little face, soft like a cloud, but I couldn't help but start to pinch it. In the end, it turned into kneading it like a walnut. Even if Sululuo knew my bad temper and the bully character, but he can't escape from my hands. We are the same age. The same goes for parents. So my life with Sululuo is full of intersections. Sululuo often complains that I bullied him. I'm good at pretending. Both parents, I just think it's a play between children. Now and Sululuo grew up together, attended the same kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, and high school. Are not only in the same school, but also in the same class. Childhood sweethearts are not enough to describe our relationship. When I was in kindergarten, I forced Sululuo, a picky eater, to it was the carrot he picked secretly. You are a little white rabbit. How can you not eat carrots? Rabbits can't be picky eaters, otherwise you won't grow up. At that time my mind is full of all kinds of strange ideas. I feed him, but he still won't eat. I will ride on him and force him to put it in his mouth. When I was in 5th grade, he's my desk mate. I played with handmade scissors during class, while Sululuo was listening to the class, attentively cut his ponytail into small pieces, then after class arrogantly waving the braid in his hand, show him what I spent hours working on. I smiled and said to Sululuo, silly girl, the teacher said that your hair is the key to a happy marriage. Tangled with mine, then you are my octopus wife. My wife's classmates also followed me to pick up goods. Don't underestimate the communication ability of primary school students. In less than an afternoon, everyone in the school knows Sululuo is my first wife. Sululuo is a child rearing system for river fish. No wonder they do everything together every day. At this time, Sululuo is no longer as easy to deal with as she was in her childhood. He began to learn to resist. Backhand. One report to the parents, my mother came and beat me up again. You little bastard, why are you in such a hurry? Your own destiny will be left to you until your 12th birthday. What bullshit. Immortality has become feudal superstition. I don't believe it. I complained in my heart about my parents making a fuss, but how can I, a weak person, resist? Resisted the powerful adults. Later, the urine entangled with Sulua's hair. My family used transparent tape to force me to stick it on the back of my head. I wear this armor every day. Being laughed at school until I turned 12 years old. Half a year later, only allowed to remove. Tell the parents? I'm not someone you can mess with. The war escalated. I prefer to bully Sululuo, and as a pleasure I feel uncomfortable if I don't bully him every day. In middle school, I cornered Sululuo, lifting the vest that was accidentally exposed on his shoulders. The shoulder strap flicked and hit it. Little girl, don't let me see Jiang Yu again. You bastard. My anger towards him was impetuous and unstable. Adjusted his collar. By the way, he tried to kick my feet because he was struggling. Turn around and leave, leaving a red face. I wish I could kill my Suluo. Suluo has been a good student since childhood, but I am a poor student, so he became my homework tool. He doesn't want to help me with my homework. Fine, I will use my height advantage to lift his homework. No matter how he jumps, he can't get it. Then he waved his hand. Write my name on the cover of the exercise book. It belongs to me. I'm the school bully. How can I write my own homework? Thank you, my dear monitor. I kissed the homework book I snatched from my hand. As for Sululuo, not being able to hand in his homework, that's none of my business. As the class monitor, he must have some privileges. I no longer hand in homework. The teacher will notify the parents. My parents played mixed doubles. I have also reflected on why do I love bullying Sululuo. I have no interest in bullying other girls. As soon as I saw Sululuo, I wanted to ravage her. Even sprouted so cute, I really want to bully her for the rest of her life. Often I will fall into deep thought again. It's over. I'm not a pervert. I can't be the only one like this. I have deep doubts about myself, but he couldn't control his hands from bullying Sululuo until I gradually grew up and matured. I just found out this psychological phenomenon is actually human nature. This kind of person gets excited when seeing cute things and exhibiting aggressive behavior. A more popular expression is cute aggression. It's complicated, but it can also be simply understood that I like Sululuo, but I don't know this feeling exists in the subconscious. It won't explode until you lose it. I bullied him for more than 10 years. I thought we were enemies. The relationship can last a long time until the eve of the college entrance examination. He was suddenly sent abroad by his parents to study then. Because of the lack of sex, it didn't take long. My brother died unexpectedly. The family business was hit hard by competitors. I lost my talent, beauty, and character. A brother who can support the family business. The family lost the top heir who had been trained for many years. My 18th year as a cool, rich second generation forced to grow up overnight can only return to the old business of managing the family group. I had a high fever after waking up. I found myself awake character memory. It turns out that this world is a redemption literature romance novels like the heroine is Su Luo, the little girl who was bullied by me for many years, and I will be a vicious male supporting role with bad character. Su Luo will be in her senior year of high school. I was depressed because of years of bullying. Self-harm was discovered by family in time and sent abroad for treatment, and the poor scholar in our class, because I have a crush on Su Luo, to save this hurt and broken woman. The child gave up the finance major at a top university, choose to study psychology a few years later. Su Luo returned to China after completing his studies abroad, arranged by family members to receive well-known psychological counseling in the industry treatment by Gu Huai. In the original plot, my brother, who is 10 years older than me, will be born. I am living well. Heartless losers spend money like water. 20, still a rich second generation with nothing to do. I am the culprit who hurt the heroine. Reunited with the heroine Su Luo after adulthood, relying on the interpretation of the family, carried out a series of acts of robbery. The male protagonist, who is already rich, powerful, and has his own career. How can I bear it? The woman I had secretly loved for many years was hurt again. My family went bankrupt anyway. I was also imprisoned for many abnormal acts. Sent to prison by the male protagonist, but there is a mismatch between reality and aid. My brother's death was an accident and an opportunity. It's the turning point of all the established plots. I lost my brother, choose to shoulder the family burden with his father. I didn't become the one in the original book who only had high school, a jerk with a degree as a second-generation rich man. I choose to repeat my studies. 1 year later, I was admitted to a top local university and went to the company during college, learn how to run a household from my father. Now, I am 26 years old, and I have become the president of the zombie group. I don't have the amazing business talent like my brother. The only thing I can do steady management, protect what you have. I glanced at the calendar on my desk in the study. A date became popular. Today is the day when the heroine Su Luo returns to China after I awakened my memory at the age of 18. Su Luo has become a nightmare that has troubled me for many years. I often wake up from my sleep, holding my head and gasping in pain. Am I doing something wrong? Some of my ignorant behavior when I was young, did it really cause him such this huge damage? I reflect, and I confess bullying is bullying, but I really didn't want to make it things that hurt Su Luo. But the fact is Su Luo is indeed like the plot. I suddenly went abroad in my senior year of high school and cut off contact with me. Don't want to admit it, but have to admit it. My actions that I thought were pranks, it really hurt him. This is Su Luo's 8th year abroad. This is also my 8th year of anxiety and insomnia. The next afternoon, my mother said to me in the study, when the Su family friendship and our marriage, my first reaction was to refuse. Mom, what nonsense are you talking about? How could I possibly marry Su Luo? I denied it without even thinking about it. No matter who I marry, I can never marry her. After all, he has his own destined male lead. I'm just a cannon fodder, a scumbag who hurt him. Knowing the plot, I just want to stay away from the male and female protagonists. Do your best to protect your family. My mother looked at me in confusion. You and the girl from the Su family grew up together. You guys used to have such a good relationship. I thought you hadn't dated in all these years. Are you waiting for him? If nothing happened to my brother, maybe his children are in kindergarten now. At that time, he is ready to be with his long-term girlfriend, entering the marriage hall, but an accident ruined everything. My mother's obsession with holding her grandson continued to me. When I turned 20, he urged me to get married every day, introducing a girlfriend. Mom, I don't want to marry anyone. I rubbed my head with a headache. My mother got furious when she heard what I said. Don't you see how old you are now? You'll be 30 soon. Do you want to be alone forever? Your peers are either married or about to get married. You are the only single dog who has been single till now. I'm so mad. How could I have a rebellious son like you? My mother loses her temper. It reminds me of those days, the power of mixed doubles. In order not to continue being scolded, I choose to go out and avoid the limelight. I walked into the bar. Friends have already formed a team. A table of wine was set up on the booth. It's just something that took me by surprise. There is already one person sitting firmly in the seat. You can tell just by looking at the back, this is definitely a top beauty. When I walked in and saw her face clearly, I easily called out, "You are Su Luo." That's right, it was Su Luo who was sitting there elegantly at this moment. He has lost the immaturity of his girlhood. Now it becomes radiant. Why don't you welcome me? He didn't seem to mind my surprise. River fish, we have been friends for so many years. I won't be picked up at the airport when I return home today. I have to come find you. My mother asked me to pick her up at the airport, but I don't know how to face Su Luoming. I can only avoid it subconsciously. Said he was going to work overtime at the company. I didn't expect to meet him that night. I don't know how to respond to the conversation. Su Luo and I haven't seen each other for 8 years. I have so many questions in my mind that I want to ask him, but the words come to my lips, but it seemed to be blocked by something. Finally, thousands of words came to my lips. I just said one sentence. Long time no see. Brother Jiang called out charmingly, broke me, and the silence and stalemate between Su Luo. A graceful figure appeared in front of us. Su Luo, as soon as he saw the person, his face immediately darkened. Tang Tian, don't you have a brother? How come you like to randomly identify as your brother when you are so old? Su Luo mock Sugar is my best friend. He is also a classmate of Su Luo and I. Obviously, Su Luo and Tang Tian have a good relationship, but I don't know why Su Luo versus Sugarfield, but always with an inexplicable hostility. The two often confront each other, being weird to each other. Isn't it a coincidence? I'm at the bar door, met our high school bully. If you don't return it, he will come to drink. Shared happiness is worse than happiness alone. I called him over too. Let's drink together. As the sweet voice fell, the male protagonist figure appeared in front of us. He is tall, handsome, and has outstanding temperament. As soon as it appeared, it attracted everyone's attention. I don't look worried. I can't help but sigh that he is worthy of being the male lead. Sure enough, handsome Gu Huai sat down next to Su Luo. They are a perfect match. Looks very good. I remain calm on the surface, but I feel secretly bitter in my heart since Su Luo left. I gradually Recognize my inner self. It turns out that I have always liked Su Luoluo. I just never noticed it before. Maybe it's because of this love. That's why I bullied him unconsciously in the past. Want to get his attention? Unfortunately, there is no regret medicine in this world. I can't pay for my past bad behavior. I am often tormented by nightmares, half asleep and half awake. Is all this retribution? I cut Su Luoluo's braids, let him suffer because of my bullying. I cut my long braids. I am weak and sickly, but I am still healthy. And my brother, who should have lived well, died for me. Yes, this is all my retribution. A few drinks, I felt a little tipsy. The noise and bustle in the bar today seems to be out of tune with me. My mind is filled with chaotic thoughts. I watch Su Luoluo and Gu Huai sitting together. The atmosphere between the two is harmonious and intimate. They were talking and laughing. There seems to be endless topics to talk about. I feel like a superfluous person, unable to fit into their world. I stood up. I found an excuse to leave first. I don't want to immerse myself in this anymore. In complex emotions, I need to be alone, need to calm down, get out of the bar. I took a deep breath of the fresh night air, trying to clear my mind. I didn't call a driver. Instead, I walked there directly. A 5-star hotel next to a bar. This hotel has shares of John's group, so a presidential suite has been reserved for me. Whenever I feel complicated or need to be alone, this has become my safe haven. But I just walked into the room. The person behind me pushed me hard. I took a few steps and almost fell. After stabilizing my body, I looked back. The person who came turned out to be Su Luoluo. There was a gleam of anger in his eyes, as if to swallow me. Xianyu, what do you mean? Why are you hiding from me? Su Luoluo asked. His voice was filled with dissatisfaction and disappointment. I was stunned. I don't understand why he's so angry. I didn't. I tried to explain, but the voice seems a little weak. Why do you always find excuses to leave? Why don't you dare to face me? Su Luoluo continued to ask. He seems to be getting more and more agitated. I have been abroad for 8 years. You haven't sent me a message. I am your childhood sweetheart. Why do you like Sugarfield? Obviously I was here first. Why do you treat me like this? He asked loudly. The sound echoed in the empty room. I was startled by his sudden anger. For a moment, I didn't know how to respond. You shouldn't have sex with the guy in the bar. Love line? Why did you come to me, a vicious male partner? What does this have to do with sugar? I tried to steady my voice, but I can't hide the panic in my heart. You're still playing dumb. Su Luoluo rushed to me, grabbed my collar. You obviously know that I like you, but you still treat me like this. You are a coward who can't face his own feelings. Calm down. Su Luoluo, I shouted to calm his anger. What is going on? This plot is really messed up. Why is the heroine so weird? Come to me, a vicious male partner, to confess your love, but my words seemed to irritate him even more. He suddenly let go of my hand and pushed me aside. Then he rushed over and wanted to kiss me. My instinct is to avoid, but he's faster than me. His lips pressed hard against mine. I can't breathe. I was stunned. I pushed him away reflexively. Su Luoluo is unstable. It hit the table next to it. A dream sounded. He raised his head, tears in my eyes, staring at me angrily. You dare to push me away? He said in a trembling voice. Calm down. Su Luoluo, I shouted, trying to bring him back to his senses. He rushed towards me, grabbing my clothes with both hands, as if to tear me apart. I hate you, he shouted. The voice was filled with despair and pain. I tried to grab his hand, but he is incredibly strong. Octopus, why did you reject me? Su Luoluo raised his head. Anger and confusion flashed in his eyes. I don't know. My explanation is a bit flustered. I'm just a little surprised. Su Luoluo looked at me. There was a flash of hurt in his eyes. He loosened his grip on my collar. Stand up silently. I tidied up my messy hair and clothes. Sorry, I apologized in a low voice. I didn't mean it. It's just that I don't need to say it. Su Luoluo interrupted me. His voice was a little cold. I see what you mean. After saying that, he turned around and was about to leave. I looked at his back. An inexplicable emotion surged in my heart. But I really don't know how to face this sudden night. Su Luoluo. I called him, want to say something, but I don't know what to say. Su Luoluo stopped, but he didn't look back at me. He took a deep breath. Then I slowly said, I did it for you. So hard to resist. What about you? How did you treat me? His voice gradually became hoarse. If you don't want to marry me, there are plenty of people who want to marry me. After saying that, he left without looking back. I was left standing there dumbfounded, recalling what he just said. After I rejected Su Luoluo, that night Su Luoluo's parents came to see me. Su Luoluo's father looked at me with great sorrow. I thought you were a good kid. I am also very confident about the relationship between the two of you. He paused. The voice is trembling, but look at what good you have done. My daughter did that stupid thing for you 8 years ago. My mental state is in a mess. Fortunately, we discovered it in time. Send him abroad for psychological intervention only to save a life. I asked him what happened. He didn't say a word. After returning home, the first thing he asked me to do was to find your mother. We as parents hope can facilitate your marriage. Uncle's eyes were slightly red. The voice was trembling. But you actually refused. Lolo broke his heart. He got sick again when he got home that day. If your high school classmate Gu Huai hadn't told me, I don't know yet. You are secretly bullied my daughter for more than 10 years. Su Luoluo's mother stood aside. His eyes were also filled with disappointment. That look is like a sharp sword piercing my heart. Su Luoluo's home is when my brother was born, and do our best to help us through this difficult time. They are elders to me, a benefactor and a relative. I let them down. I was surprised. The guilt in my heart surges like a tide. I bow my head deeply to apologize to my uncle, and I know I was wrong. I am willing to use everything I have to make up for Su Luoluo. My voice just fell. There seems to be a heavy atmosphere in the air. I know that no matter what I say can't fully make up for it damage caused to Su Luoluo. After a brief silence, Su Fu said, Jiangyu, since you destroyed Su Luoluo, I can't give him a clear future. Then please stay away from him. Your presence will only make him more miserable. It's harder to forget the past. Sumo also added that Jiangyu, we hope you can consider Su Luoluo's future, leave his world, give him a chance to start over. You are also the child we watch grow up, but you disappoint us so much. I lowered my head and tears fell silently. I know I deserve this blame. It's a reality. I can't escape. I took a deep breath. Try to make your voice sound firm, uncle. And I promise you, I will leave Su Luoluo. Stop disturbing his life. After that day, I applied for an exchange student position, decided to study abroad for a period of time. I know this is the best choice I can make. It can keep me away from Su Luoluo. I can also numb myself with my busy new job. The day I left, I stood alone at the airport, looked back, looking at the city where I have lived for more than 20 years. Goodbye, Su Luo Luo. I hope you can be happy. Characters and details around the protagonist. It's all written clearly. All the previous concerns and hesitations, it's all because of Su Luo Luo. Now, I am loveless and light. I started to keep an eye on the domestic situation. While focusing on my research, there is a Chinese girl in the class. The Chinese name is Mo Qianxiao. She grew up in the United States. Very interested in domestic culture, always asked me questions after class. When I first came to the United States, he often invites me to dinner and hang out with me. It makes my life less depressing. When the wedding night in China, can I pretend to be dead to scare others? Mo Qianxiao started his fantastic ideas again. I couldn't help but smile. I haven't tried river fish either. Did anyone say that? You look very pretty when you smile. Well, I suddenly felt he is not only interested in Chinese culture, he seems interested in me too. Recently, I always receive some emails from China. It contains all the detailed information about this actually includes the system as expected of a male protagonist. It turns out that it is a system. It seems that the people around me, including Su Luo's parents and him, the male protagonist, used the system to increase his favorability. I asked someone to check the email address, the identity information found, but it comes from an elderly person in a remote distance who sent this to me. What is the purpose? I tried to believe the email several times. The results I got were all favorable to me. Regardless of whether this email comes from water, he probably wanted to help me. Maybe someone in this world has awakened, or a new raider has entered this world. Want to use my hand to give Gu Huai a fatal blow. Mo Qianxiao suddenly appeared in front of me. What's on your mind? Are you thinking about me? He has a unique confidence and humor. I was amused by him. Guess what? I guess you don't, but I suggest you think about me. I think we might become a couple. He shrugged his shoulders, pretending to be me. I made a face. Looks a bit cute. I smiled at him. Are you confessing to me? Not a confession, but to express good feelings. When I confess to you, I will be formal and serious, because I like you. This isn't a confession. When I was preparing for the graduation ceremony, give you a romantic confession. I hope you can agree. He looked at me very seriously and said, I look at the girl in front of me. Young and beautiful, high education, family wealth, can be found on all major lists. He is much better than Su Luo. More importantly, his name is not in the plot of this novel. He will not be affected by the plot line and system. If you're with him, I don't have to worry like I used to every day. I'm afraid he'll be conquered by other men because of the plot and leave me, but deep in my heart. But it still has the name of Su Luo. I can't give him up. If this is how a new relationship begins, it's not fair to anyone. So I politely rejected him. I don't really want to fall in love recently. Your eyes look sad. He looked at me. The tone is a little distressed. You are a very good person. I hope I can change you, make you happy. Thank you. But I really don't want to fall in love. Why don't you give each other a chance? You know he won't come back, right? His tone was filled with sadness. Long eyelashes tremble, slightly, looks a bit distressing. I ruffled his hair. Force yourself to say, don't be sad. I consider you my best friend, but I don't want to be just your friend. He whispered. The voice is a little aggrieved. I opened my mouth, but I don't know how to speak. Finally, just sighed. Although I am not in the country, but my friend Tang Tian is a gossiper. He knows everything in the circle. He told me that Su Luo was I self-harmed a few more times after I left Su Luo's parents for his health. Invite Gu Huai to treat him. Surprisingly, foreign doctors have not been able to cure it for several years. Even Su Luo, whose condition is more serious after Gu Huai's treatment, his symptoms gradually stabilized. Su Luo's parents are very grateful to Gu Huai. Decided to let him get engaged to Su Luo, and Su Luo also began to rely on Gu Huai. Afterwards, Tang Tian sent me another recent photo of Su Luo. He looks full in the photo. The sun is beautiful and free. Just a glance let my silent heart beat again. At this time, the news of sugar fields is again about Jiang Yu. You said Gu Huai, a poor student. How can I be so lucky? I can actually climb up to the rich family of Suga. Su Luo is mentally ill again. The property of the Su Luo family. He doesn't have the final say. I felt mixed emotions when I heard Tang Tian's words. The plot seems to be getting back on track. Everything is developing according to the established track. However, my heart is filled with anxiety and loss. It's like losing something most precious. Many moments in the beautiful country, especially when I'm with Mo Qianxiao. I really thought there would be such a day. I will forget him, restart my life, falling in love with another woman. But until today, when I saw his photo, I just found out his name seems to be engraved on my lungs. Every breath I take is connected to him. Just let me be a man who protects him. I just want him to be happy now. Mo Qianxiao confessed his love to me during the graduation ceremony. He prepared a classroom full of roses. There is also a big gift box. When I came over, jumped out of the box. Today is my official confession to you. I want to make it your graduation gift. Is it okay, Mr. Jiang? His skin is so white and glowing. The sun shines on his face. His facial features look more delicate, like a doll in a window. In the days when I first came to the United States, he's by my side. Let me out of the haze, but I can't be with him. Sorry, I hesitated for a long time, but I can only say these 3 words. I failed a girl's love, but being together means being responsible. I am not worthy of him, because I have someone else in my heart. In Mo Qian's eyes at that moment, I was filled with loss, but soon he laughed again. It's okay. I won't give up even if there is someone else in your heart. I also believe I can dig him out. Then change to me. He has always been so confident and free and easy. I suddenly felt a little dazed. If I try harder, would I change the plot? But there is no if in this world. In a blink of an eye, we arrived at Su Luo. The day I got married to Gu Huai. After a night of tossing and turning, I made a decision. I will return to China quietly to attend their engagement ceremony. Witness this moment. Maybe only in this way can I really let go, give up the invisible love. The engagement party was decorated very romantically. Every detail reveals joy and luxury. I walked into the banquet hall, quietly looking for Su Luo. In the crowd, finally I saw him. Su Luo is wearing a white dress, elegant and noble like a princess in a fairy tale. His face was filled with a happy smile. The hope for the future shines in my eyes. Gu Huai stood beside him. He was wearing a neat suit. Handsome. His eyes looked at Su Luo tenderly. It seems that the whole world exists only for him. Looking at their handsome and beautiful appearance, I couldn't help but feel an inexplicable emotion in my heart. I stood quietly aside watching their interactions growing up with Su Luoluo. I can feel that he is very excited and happy today. Heart like something great is going to happen. This girl is not reserved at all. Are you so eager to marry Gu Huan? 2. Without a vicious male supporting role like me to interfere, the relationship between the male and female protagonists progresses exceptionally smoothly. The relationship that was supposed to last for more than a year, in just 2 or 3 months, it was over quickly. The wedding finally started. The host on the stage asked Mr. Gu Huai, would you like to marry Ms. Su Luoluo? Make him your legal wife? Regardless of life, old age, sickness, or death, whether rich or poor, you are willing to take care of her, cherish her, and protect her, never leave for a lifetime. Would you like to? I am willing to speak quickly. Looks very excited, but her excitement, it's not because I married Su Luoluo, but finally to complete the strategy task. Ms. Su Luoluo, are you willing to marry Mr. Gu Huai? Make her your lawful husband? Regardless of life, old age, sickness, or death, whether rich or poor, you are willing to take care of her, cherish her, and protect her, never leave for a lifetime. Would you like to? Su Luoluo did not answer immediately, but he took a deep look at where I was, then gently raised the corners of your mouth. I don't want to. The host was stunned. The people in the dojo are fierce. Gu Huai's face gradually darkened. Looking at Su Luoluo in disbelief, everyone thought they heard it wrong. Su Luoluo's father came to his senses and shouted to Luoluo, do you know what you were saying? Su Luoluo looked at her parents and slowly said, Mom and Dad, I'll give you an explanation. Then he took the microphone and continued to say, I don't like Gu Huai at all. As soon as these words were spoken, there was an uproar again. Chi-Chi looked at Gu Huai, who had a dark face. Su Luoluo continued to speak first. I am grateful everyone's arrival today. His eyes always stay on me. I can feel the voice in his words. He seemed to be hinting at something. In my senior year, I had a serious illness. A memory suddenly popped up in my mind. Enough. Gu Huai next to him interrupted Su Luoluo with a dark face. Then he threw the microphone to the ground. His face was extremely gloomy. Shaking Su Luoluo's arm fiercely, are you awakened too? Awakening plot, right? Unexpectedly, Su Luoluo shook his head. The corners of his mouth curl up. It seems that you are the culprit. Su Luoluo continued to turn her head and look at me. In this extra memory, my secret crush turned out to be a heinous bastard. He bullied me for years. At first I thought this was real. But whenever I get close to him, the good feeling in my heart can't be controlled. Actions that will be taken in reality, and my intuition also tells me these memories never happened in reality. So I have been searching for the truth in the face of death for 8 years. I finally found the hero. Gu Huai, are you right? After hearing this, Gu Huai, his face turned pale as paper. In an instant my heart is pounding. Su Luoluo, I would rather doubt that my memory is false. I never doubted my feelings for him. The love hidden in my heart for many years can no longer be suppressed. I ran up and wanted to hold Su Luoluo's hand, and with his head down, he didn't care. Suddenly, he raised his head and laughed wildly. He was still mumbling the words of the system, I can't care so much. When I was about to hold Su Luoluo's hand, just heard a plop. Su Luoluo suddenly fell to the ground and fainted. Ha ha ha. I will recognize myself. You're just a guy? What can you fight me with? My fingers holding Su Luoluo trembled. I know he used the system's ability again, because he is the man of destiny. Can the master use the system to attack others at will? You can interfere with other people's feelings at will.